All right, we are live. What's up, everyone? I wanted to roll out Skill 66 tonight. Now, some of you might know this on the channel as Squeeze Play. I'm going to show you the difference really quick between Squeeze Play and Skill 66. Skill 66 is from Skill and Luck, and it was the original way to do it, and I actually prefer Skill 66 over Squeeze Play. Very similar though, by the way. So let me get some ones. I'm gonna just get a stack of singles, okay? And so there's a stack of singles. So the way it works, obviously 66 would be $66 inside, and it is at the $15 level. Now you have to play it on a, now you can scale it, but you have to play this on a $10 table so you could go down to 44 inside. So you start with 15, 18, 18, and 15, okay? And when you get one hit, so here's the big difference. Skill 66, you get one hit, it pays 21. I'm gonna just pay out of here. It pays 21, you throw in $1, and you pressure 22 inside pressure. Then it pays $28, and then you're down to 44, and you have a $5 profit with $44 inside. That's Skill 66. Now, let's go back to that $21 payout. The $21 payout on Squeeze Play is that you would get a 10 and a 4, right? And then you're looking for one more hit, and then you go to 44 inside. Now, I have tried it both ways, and if you hit a 4 or 10, it's $18 instead of 21. So even if you go for 44 inside, you're still in it for a little bit of money. You're not out of the hand yet. The reason why I like doing 22 inside pressure and getting a second hit on the inside is there's 18 different combinations of these numbers right here, these four numbers, and to have a $5 profit and be completely out. If the 4 and 10 hit, oh well, that's the way I think about it. Oh well, because there's only 6 combinations. You do add more combinations, and eventually we want to get there. But today I'm going to roll it out. But before we get going, I want to make sure to check the chat. I'll be checking the chat periodically between rolls. And I did want to say, if you haven't went to holyroller.com yet, this week and this week only, we are trying to raise money for CRAPS for the Cure. There's a 4-minute video right there, and there's actually links in the description of this video where you can give through Square, through a link that we have, or you can even Venmo me personally, and I'm going to take all the money we make this week to Vegas and for CRAPS for the Cure. So my goal is to try to get $50 per viewer, but when you go to that link and type in something, you can type in $1 if you want. You could give whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Or Venmo me whatever you want. It's fine. So that's all going to go towards CRAPS for the Cure. Sending there. Will you send me to CRAPS for the Cure this coming weekend on October 19th and 20th? And so I'm hoping that we'll get all the money rounded up by Thursday actually. So just 4 more days maybe. So with all that being said, let me show you how to scale this. Now, if you were on a $10 table and you were you could do 66. If you're on a $15 table, you have to start at that one level higher. So you start at, what does that become? 88. So that would be skill 88 because you would start at 88. Then when you get a hit, you go 22 inside pressure, which is 110 inside. Then when you get that hit, you go back down to 88. Okay. Now, same thing. Let me take these Let me take these out of the way for a second to show. I'm gonna leave this just like this, but watch, you can do, now you probably will get to a place where you don't wanna do 22 inside pressure, because if you go up a level and you're here, you're gonna get $35. So $35, right? And at that level, let me break it down. I think I took it out of here. Let me not take it out of here. Let me just take it out of my rack. Break it down like this. $35, right? So, and then I'd probably break it down with 5 like this. And so what you would do, if you start at 110, for example, you would get paid 35. Take this one, and this one to, that goes to 35, 42, 42. You throw in $10 instead of throwing in $1 like at the lower level. You would throw in $10 or $9 extra, and you would go to 35, 42, 42, and 35. Now each one of these pay 49. So let's say you have that extra $1. There's 50 bucks, right? And then you take down your pressure money, and you are, there's 60, 70, 80, easy 88. So you could go to 88. So the idea is you start one level up where your table minimum is, or where you want to play. So say you wanted to play right here at 110. Now, if you started at this level, by the way, so if you started at the 35, 42, 42, and 35, and then you got $50 or whatever, like $49 that it paid, right? And then you pressured 50, 50, and you'd probably want to throw in $4. Or, let me see, that's a 54. I would probably, because that's, yeah, I would probably throw in enough to go to $60. So I haven't played it at this level, but if you wanted to play it at this level, you would throw in, let me just do it just because we're going to be doing it for this video. So there is, you have to throw in 20 bucks, right? Or wait, let's see. That's 50, 60. Yeah, you have to throw in 20 bucks. You throw in $16 because you get this back, and then it would be 50, 60, 60. Then it pays 70. Then you would go back down. So the idea is 2 hits. Either way, 2 hits and you're out of the hand with some profit. Well, you are throwing in some money here, but you are in profit at this level. So then you might say, at that point, and I'll just tell you, at that point, if I'm doing it that high, obviously it's not skill 66 or skill 88. It's like, what is that? I don't even know. Skill 110, So at that point, you're probably looking at more of a drawdown system. For example, if you did 50, 60, so 220 inside, you would get 1 hit. After 1 hit, go to 110 inside, and that 1 hit would be 70. So sorry, let me get that. That 1 hit will be 70. So then you get 1 more hit, and it's 35. So here's 70 and 35, right? Then you would go and take all of this money. Let me show you how much it is, by the way. It's 105. You would, after 2 hits, you'd add 105. So you could go 96 across. You can go 5, 6, and 8 with a $15 field for an iron cross. You know, you have 105 action that you could use after 2 hits, and that's more of a drawdown system. So anyway, I used all of my money to figure it out. Let me check the chat before we get rolling. See if there's any questions, thoughts, comments, chatter out there. And I can't remember, no, I took it all from here. All right, because we're starting with $2,500. So here's 13, well, here's 1,000, 2,000, 300, 400, 500. All right, $2,500. $2,500. Yeah, skill and luck. We're doing skill 66. You can always do 330 or 440 inside and regress. Yeah, at that point, I just think of it, like I said, skill. I just think of it as like a drawdown system at that point. So I think skill 66 is what I play that more than, probably even more than Light in the Darkness, because once I get out of the hand on Light in the Darkness, a lot of times I just go into skill 66 if I'm not going for points. If I'm going for points and I want comp value, of course I'm staying with the Light in the Darkness, so I have more money on the table. But once I get out of the hand or I'm just playing, I probably most of the time do skill 66. But I'm going to show you during this video, I'm going to show you how I play skill 66 for free with a drawdown. All right, so, and I can show you with the Light in the Darkness version of it as well. So first, let's just do it regular way. All right, so we're assuming that somebody else is the shooter, obviously. And so the shooter, you know, bet the pass line for $10. Don't do any odds on a cruise, that's for sure. They don't give comp value. No casino really gives comp value for the odds. So, all right, here we go. Let's see what the point is. We're going to get a point established. And that was a bad roll, but it's a 5. All right, it's a 5. Then I would say 66 inside. So a lot of times what I would do is I would throw them $76. 66 inside, including, is what I would say. And then I get 10 change, okay? The other way that I'd throw it in is just like this, with 2 greens, 3 reds, 1 white, so, or 1 single. So 66 inside, you know. And then if I do have the change, I would throw it in 66 inside. I probably wouldn't stack it like that, but but there it is, just like that. Oh, I need more. There you go. All right, so 66 inside. We're looking for 2 hits on the inside numbers. Let's see what happens. And there is a 9. So 9 pays 21. So they're going to give us 21. What we're going to do is we're going to throw in $1 and say 22 inside pressure. Once they'll, you know, a lot of times they'll just set it aside right there, pay everybody else, then do your 22 inside pressure. All right, so there's 22 inside pressure. We need 1 more hit on the inside. Let's see what happens. And it's a 5-point hit. 5 pays 28. Okay, pays 28. That happens to be a winner. And then we go down to 44, okay? So let me show you, because I'm going to count all the money that's here. We invested 66, okay? So I'm going to go down to, oh, let me show you, an easy way to have them take you down to 44 inside. Especially on a cruise with new dealers that are not really, you know, they don't know. They're learning. So when you say, I want to go to 44 inside, they might just start taking forever, right? But if you say it like this, You're like, hey, can you take down my 5 and 6, please? Take down your 5 and 6? Take down my 5 and 6. And now split my other 44 inside. And when you tell them that, then hopefully it'll be that easy. Okay, if you don't tell them that, they're gonna be like, it'll take forever, okay? All right, so let's count it up and see. We're 44 inside, right? And here's what we have. So we have 25, 50, 60, 66, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you might say, I thought there was a $5 profit. Remember, we threw in that $1, so we're actually invested $67. We have a $5 profit right here, and we have 44 inside for free after 2 hits. So let's bring it all back, and let's roll, come out, roll. So see, we're playing for free now after 2 inside hits, all right? There is 9, now the point is 9. So sometimes I would be working, if it's free out there, sometimes I'm working on the come out and I get paid, and then I'm gonna show you what I do from this point on. There's 2 things that I do. So yeah, 67. Yeah, 76. Give them $76 and you get $10 change. What's up, Claude in the house? Dylan, Skill and Luck is in the house. Lee, hey. And maybe some others that haven't made a comment yet. Thanks for watching. So we're raising money for Craps for the Cure, and I'm showing you Skill 66, how I would play it. Now, if you want to still play Skill 66, because right now you're here, right? You're in it. You can the first hit, you press the 6 and 8. The second hit, you press the 5 and 9, and then you're at $66, okay? And then you just repeat the process, and you're bringing back 66 every couple hits. Or you could just go for it. So sometimes if the table's kind of going up and down, and you never know, and you kind of want to just keep collecting along the way, I'll do that first. What happens? There's a 6. So a 6 pays 14, and I'm gonna say, press my 6 and 8 1 unit, and give you guys the 6 and 8. That's what I would say. And so what they would do is they'd make it look like 18 each, and then they give the dealers the 6 and 8. That's what I would usually do. All right, let's see if it keeps going, keeps rolling. There's a 9 winner, 9. All right, so that's a $14. And at this point, I'd probably throw in 1 for 15 for 1, okay? And I'd say, press my 5 and 9 1 unit each. Then the puck would go off. I'd bring $5 back. And now I'm back at 66. Start the process all over again. And so here we go. And it's a 3, Craps 3. And it's another 3, Craps 3. Can we do 3 in a row? Nope, 5. All right, it's a 5. Point is 5. And so now we're working and ready to just start the whole process over again, So here we go. Let's see what happens. 7 out. All right, didn't get there. So all this falls. So that's one way to do it. And we know that we've made some profit. So I will say we made a $10 profit altogether, because we did the $5, then we collected $5, we gave the dealers the other ones. Actually, we made $9 profit, right? But we're playing with no risk, so that's the important part. Playing with no risk after those first 2 hits. So let me check the chat and see if there's any chatter. Get a drink. And then invite you to go to holyroller.com, watch the 4-minute video there. We're raising money for Craps for the Cure this week. So you can give it the link in the description of this video, or you can watch the 4-minute video that explains everything on how we're taking money this week. We're taking it to Vegas. We're going to give it to, we're raising money for veterans. So that's that. All right, this time what we're going to do, because that was the process. You just repeat, repeat, repeat. We got to the 66. If we would have got a hit, we would have thrown into dollar, 22 inside pressure, got another hit, down to 44. So you just rotate like that, okay? This way, this time, I'm gonna do it a little different because I actually go into a different system once I'm out. Let's see if we could get out. And so we're gonna go, sometimes if somebody in or whatever, or if I'm shooting, and so let's say I'm shooting this time, I would go 76, I would say 66 inside pressure. They go, okay. They put me up for 66 inside pressure. Then they give me $10 change. That $10 would go right onto the line. Boom, ready to throw. So $76 when you're the shooter, okay? So if you were gonna do strictly just this strategy, you would probably want to have 700 bucks, you know, 66, 660, but you might be shooting times. So just $700 for skill 66, $900 on a $15 table, or you could just jump up to 1,000, you know, might as well, right? All right, here we go. We're coming out, and it's a 7 winner natural. That's an easy 10 bucks, right? I'm gonna just put it racket. I usually don't count that. Although I should, you know, I could have pressed the 5 and 9 with that 10 bucks, but I usually don't count it because now this is not at risk. I'm still only risking $67 once I throw in that extra one. So here we go. The point is 5. Here we go. Let's see what we get, and it is a 4. Oh well, and it is a 6. All right, so 6. We're throwing in $1. We're saying 22 inside pressure. 22 inside pressure, and now it's 88 inside. All right, let's get one more hit. Here we go. 7 out. Didn't get it this time. Didn't get it this time. So $67. We lost $67 on that one. Okay, so that was us being this, and that happens a lot. You just can't, it's so funny, you can't get those 2 hits, you know. We got 4, you know, it's like, all right, so here we go. We'll throw it in this way this time. We'll just say, so sometimes the best way to do it, don't do this. This is what I see a lot of times people do. 5, 6, 8, and 9. So that's why doing the $76 and say 60 inside, you know, that's an easier way to do it. That's what's called string betting. So try not to be a string better. Notice how I'm putting it right on the line in the, that's the best place to put your bet. And whenever you put your bet there, wherever you're at the table, just put it there so that they won't let the dice, they won't send the dice out. And there's so many times I see people where they'll want like a 9 or something, and they'll go like this, and they'll say 9, and they don't hear them, the dice go out, and then it's like a 5, and they lost their field, and they're like, that was a 9. And then it creates this chaos at the table. And so remember, same thing here. I might say, is that a come bet? And you're like, no, it's the 9. But if they see this here, the stick person might say, they might go, come bet, and then pass the dice. And you're like, no, that's a 9, you know, or whatever. Or you might not hear them say come bet. So that's why it's very important to just put it on the line, because they won't send the dice if the bet's not set, because they think that's a bet, they think that's a bet. Too many people bet and put their money out like this. And whenever you bet for the dealers, don't do what's called splash your money. So let's say they'll go like this, 6 and 8. Like, why'd you do that? You know, now they have to pick it up. And it makes it even worse when there's money out there, and especially when you're throwing it in here, there's a bunch of money, and you're like, give me all the hard way. You have to like fix everything, you know? So the best thing to do all the time, wherever you're at on the table, is just put it on the line right there on the top of the field and just say what you want, you know, because they're not going to let the dice roll. And you don't want to slow down the game, but I think this actually speeds up the game. throwing it in slows down the game. So anyway, here we go. 66 inside, up and on, okay? Working. They're gonna say working? Working. So what this means is, even though the puck is off, they're gonna put an on button on our bets. And a lot of times, if I'm up in my bankroll, I will just be working because I don't like to waste rolls. So I play shooters, not I don't play shooters, I play sevens. So it doesn't matter. I'm going for, you could call it a come out roll or whatever it is. I'm playing with $66, $700 for sevens. It's all about the sevens, right? But not now, please. Not now, please. All right, somebody else is the shooter. Let me check before I get this. Let me check the chat before I get this. Yeah, betting for the dealers is a good way. $10 for dealers will go a long way. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right. All right, here we go. Coming out. We're working. It's a come out roll, and it is a 7. Man, that's what I get. Put me back up, please. And then I get $10 change. $10 change. So that's what I get for working, right? All right, $10 change. Here we go. Still coming out. Still working. And it's a yellow 11. It would be. Would be. So I have to keep risking it. Keep in mind, you're risking it on every roll. It doesn't matter, Like there's a 6. All right. So we do get paid. So now we're one step ahead on everybody, right? We throw in $1 and we get 22 inside pressure, right? So here we go. There we go. We're at 88 now. So we're one step ahead, although we did lose 66 getting there. There's a 10. Oh, well, right? Let's go inside, not too far inside. There's another 10. Oh, my goodness. And there's a 6. And it landed right there on top. So they will grab it, move it. 6, all right? So it's a winner, and it is $28. Puck goes off. Now what you want to tell them, take down my 5 and 6 and split my 9 and 8 to 44 inside. There you go. That's the best way and the quickest way to do it. All right. So now that we're out, we're still coming out. I'm going to be working. Don't like to waste a roll, especially if that's free money. Let's just get it, 7 out. Crap. I mean, 7 winner, but we just lost it's a risk-free money, right? Risk-free money. All right, here we go. Let's go in. This shooter's costing us a lot, mainly because we're working on the come out. Go ahead, make a comment about it. Yeah, okay. Let me get this back, because we have to put this back up, by the way. There we go. So we have to get it back up to 66, and then we get $10 change. All right, there we go. And even though I said don't splash it, I did. I was like, put me back up. I should have just put it on the line. Don't splash it. My bad. My bad. Trying to better craps dealer, Craps player for the dealers. All right, here we go. It's still a come out. You say, Brian, have you learned your lesson? Still coming out. Here we go. I'm working, and it's an 8. It's 8. All right, so we throw in $1. We get 22 inside pressure. Let's see if we could get. Let's see if we can get there this time. Here we go. Point is 8, and the roll is 6, and that is 28. And take my 5 and 6 down, please, and split my 5 and 9 and 6 and 8, or split those to make it 44 inside, All right, there we go. We have $5 profit for that one. Let's see, let's keep it rolling. And it's an 8, winner 8. And so remember last time, okay, so they'll pay before they move the puck. But Remember last time I pressed the 6 and 8, then on the next hit I pressed the 5 and 9, and then I was I just started over. So the other way to do it is you can just attack it, or you could go into what's called like a double tap. So because I have $5 extra when I came down, I could throw in $4 right now and take the 8 to 30 because that pays 14. And with all of that added up is $30. So you throw in $4 to take a $12 bet to $30 on the 6 and 8. All right. So there we go. Now we have that as kind of like a jackpot number. And so what this is double tap. So I go from skill 66 into double tap. I'm hoping to hit the 8. On double tap, I'll show you how that works. Let's roll it. Let's be on, and let's roll it. Here. And it's a 6. All right. So $4. I'm throwing in $4 because I want to make the 6 look like 30 as well. So the 6 looks like 30. Okay. And now I have 2 of them. Now double tap, right? So I'm hoping to hit one of these, but watch what happens because now we're going into double tap. If I can get one more hit, let's see what happens. That was close. There's a yo, and here we go with a 9. Okay, we got a 9. All right, so we still didn't hit the 6 or 8, but watch this. Now remember, we had 44, right? We had $44. That was for free, right? But we're still playing, right? The 9 is going to pay 15 for 1, right? And so we get 15 for 1. Now, if I did throw in the 1, I can make this look like 25, right? But double tap is if you hit twice, then you regress back down. So if we would have hit a 6 or an 8, it didn't matter which one we hit, we would probably take them all back down to 44. So this is what we're going to do here. You do double tap, or if you get 3 hits of any 3, right, you would go down. So I'm going to throw in, just to make it easy, I'm going to throw in $4. Okay, so notice I threw in 1 for this, right? But then I'm going to throw in 4 more, and I'm going to say, can you take my 6 and 8 down to 12 each? Then they're going to give me the 55 back, right? So look, I'm bringing 50 back of the 4. So, so sometimes I'll go from skill 66 into double tap. But if I don't tap and I get 3 hits, I'll still go down. All right, so that's one way to do it. Let me show you another way to do it if this roll continues. Here we go. I'm back to 40. And it is a 4. Here we go. And it is a 5. All right, so we got a 5. So normally, if you're doing double tap, you throw in $1 and you say make it look like a quarter. Then 5 would go to a quarter, right? But we're not going to do double tap right now. We're going to press the 6 and 8 1 unit. That pays $14. And we're going to press the 6 and 8 just like before, and we're going to give the dealers the 6 and 8. And we're saying 2 for you on the 6 and 8. Boom, boom. Now the dealers are playing. Sometimes they'll place it right here on the line so you can still see the numbers. So a 4 would be over here. A 10 would be right here. This would be a 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, right like that. But on the cruise ships on Royal Caribbean, they put them right in the middle, by the way. All right. So there we go. Now we have these are higher. Let's see what happens. Here we go. And it's a 3, crap. And it's a 9. All right, so a 9, what we do is press the 5 and 9 1 unit each. We could throw in $1 to get 15 for 1. No big deal. And then this looks like 15 each. We bring 5 back to our rack. Now, we're at 66 now. So you can choose to 22 inside pressure, or, and just continue the process like I talked about first. But sometimes what I do here is I start pressing them together. So I treat the 6 and 8 as one hit, the 5 and 9 as one hit. Let's see if we can get it, and I'll show you what I mean. And there is a 6. All right, that's spun. It was a 6. All right, so 6 winner, right? So dealers get paid, right? So that's great. And it pays 21. Now watch this, because here's another way you can do it. If you had 66, instead of throwing in $1 and saying 22 inside pressure, you could throw $3 if you want and say make the 6 and 8 both look like 30. So you might say, whoa, how does that work? Well, let's count it up. Here's the $21, right? So $21. Now watch. We're going to go, there is 25, 30, okay? And here is 25, 30. So they both look like 30 by throwing in $3. Now, remember when we threw in $1 and 22 inside pressure? If you want to be more aggressive on the 6 and 8, you can still call it the skill 66, but what you're doing is you're throwing in dollars instead of $1. You're forgetting about the 5 and 9. You're putting everything on these 10 combinations, 5, 6, on the 5 ways to make a 6, 5 ways to make an 8. All right. Once I get up to the green level, I know this is funny, I don't know why, it's just psychological for me, is I don't work once I get to the green level on the come out. So anyway, let's see if that was a good choice. Yes, it was. The green level, 7. We're saved this time. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. 9. So the point is 9. All right. So much like before, watch how we're going to do this. We threw in 3. All this is free money, but if we started from scratch, we're in it, what is it, $70? $69, all right? Here we go. There's a 10. And here's a yo 11, and a 6. All right, we got the 6, we got the high one, so that's good. Here's a $35 payout, okay? Now watch this. This is my move on this one, because it's kind of like a double tap, but you're doing 2 numbers. Throw in $1 and say go to 18 each on the 6 and 8. Look at this, $36. You're bringing C back, okay? Remember 66, 69, bringing 60 back, right? So that's a pretty good move. I like that. And then what they would do is they would go and bring me to 66, right? And that money's there. And I'm bringing 60 back. So even from the beginning, I got the 2 hits, but they had to be a 6 and 8. Skill regular going 22 inside pressure, it could 5 or 9 too, a 5 or 9 also. Now, what if the 5 and 9 hit when the 6 and 8 were there? I would just go to 25 and 25, and it would be 110 inside, waiting for the next hit, and then I would go to C6. This is if you want to just kind of not risk that much at a time, and you always want to kind of regress. So now we're at 66. Let's see. There's a 5. Press the 5 and 9, 1 unit each. All right. So that's going to pay 21. Or sorry, take it both to a quarter. Sorry, 2 units each. But you get $1 back. Both look like a quarter. Okay. So same thing that I just did with the 6 and 8. Here we go. Let's see what happens. And it's a 7 out. 7 out. So, and we had all this money out here, but it wasn't that big a deal as far as we didn't lose. We actually made a little bit of money. Now, from scratch, we would have probably collected that 5 instead of press the 5 and 9. Because remember, we got 60 back, then we'd have another 21 back. And then from there, we can do whatever, because then you're in profit after a couple hits as well. So, all right, let me show you another way to do it, a little bit more risk. Let me check the chat before I get there. Pressing the 5 and 9 from the 66 inside. Yeah, I think that's what I just did. Maybe I just saw that. All right. So, and then Skill and Luck in the comments is the one that actually made the Skill 66. So, I mean, it was years ago, right? I mean, it's been around for a while. I almost want to say, I know it hasn't been around as long as the Iron Cross, but uh, I'm not calling you old, Dylan. I'm just playing. All right, it was a couple years ago you made this though, that's for sure. All right, so here's our money. We're still here. Now I'm going to show you how to. Oh, if you haven't, we're raising money for Craps for the Cure. So if you haven't went to holyroller.com and watched that 4-minute video I have there talking about Craps for the Cure, raising money for veterans, that's what we're doing this week. You can give through the link in the description of this video or online. There's a link right below the video where it says give to Craps for the Cure. Or there's actually a link in the description where you can give to my Venmo, and I'm going to bring the money straight to Vegas and give it for Craps for the Cure. We're going to be streaming live on Casino's YouTube channel on Saturday and Sunday. And I believe, I forget what the hours are, but you could go to crapsforthecure.com, and there are there to win prizes like $1 raffle tickets. You could buy as many tickets as you want, and there's some awesome prizes. So anyway, check that out too, because you could give directly to Craps for the Cure if you want, but every YouTube channel, not every YouTube channel, that's a lot of YouTube channels, but a lot of the Craps community YouTube channels have been and are raising money for Craps for the Cure, raising money for veterans. We're coming together. I would like to raise money this week and bring it with me to Craps for the Cure, all right? All right, so let me show you the Skill 66 Light in the Darkness version, okay? Now remember, we put $75 on the don't. How much money do we have for the out there? We have $75. So you probably know where we're going with this already. We're gonna try to get past the come out roll. Then we're gonna go 66 inside including, and it's kind of a grit system with the Skill 66, okay? So here we go. Let me show you how, and there is a around a $10 difference. So you could hedge with the 7-Eleven, but don't worry about that. Just go for it, you know. And there's the 7. Crap. I shouldn't even have said it, right? All right, here's another $75 because this was gone so quick. All right. So this is that's the hole in Light in the Darkness. You have to get out. You have to get past the come out roll. All right, $75. And when you lose the come out roll like we just did, it doesn't even really matter at that point anymore because what's happening, the reason why you're doing this is so that you get your 2 hits. So here's 66 inside, please. And so they'll put us up for 66 inside, and there is 66 inside, $10 change back to us. And so that we'll just rack that. We have 75 here. We have 66 here. What we're hoping is to get 2 hits. Now, there's another way you could do it. Instead of throwing in the dollar and doing the 22 inside pressure, or instead of what do you call it? Throwing in $3 and pressing the 6 and 8, or throwing in $1 and pressing the 5 and 9. Actually, yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. So if the 5 and 9 hit pays 21, you wouldn't have to throw in anything. You would it would pay 21. You would get $1 back, and then these would both look like a quarter. Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get, because the other way you could do it is not throw in anything. Just go for 2 hits. Let's see what happens. There's an 8, pays 21. Watch this. So we're going to get 21. We're going to say same bet, right? So there's 21. See if we can hit, and it's a 5. We did, okay? Watch this. Another 21, right? Another $21. Now, look at it. $2. Go to 44 inside. You're playing for $2. You know, you're still $2 investment. And then if you can't get the 2 hits, at least you got 21 out of your 66, you know. So that's another way to do it. If you get to this point where you're kind of scared you can't get 2 hits, you could, before you do the light and the darkness version, just take same bet twice, then go to 44. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to do that. We're going to go to 44, right? So, sorry, I should have took it down the other way, but that's probably how they would do it. So there's 44. And because we were hoping for, you know, this was for a 0.7 out or PSO, we would have lost 66, but we would have got 75. But like I said, with that come out losing 75, now we need to make 75, you know. But you can always pick up your don't. People say don't pick it up on a 4. Like the idea is this is $75. So, you know, 30. If you put in, like, I mean, you could put in, because this is free money, you could put in $50 for 51, and you would win a quarter way. Because if the 7 comes, you get 75 but lose 50. If the 4 comes, you get 100 but lose 75. So you could buy that just like that, and then you kind of cancel out the 7, and now we're playing this for free, and we have all of this money, average bet, towards a free cruise. So that's one way to think about it. So before you take this down, think about that, especially on a 4. Think about just, because I could just put $35 here. Oh, sorry, that's going to cost $2 VIG on that, by the way. All right, so here we go. We're just really focusing on the inside. We don't care about the 4. Okay, here we go. And it's a 10. Of course, the one number we don't have, right? All right, here's 9. All right, so there's a 9. So now we're at 44 inside. You could determine how you want. Okay, so what I would probably do at this point is, because we lost that 75, I want to kind of press and try to get some money out. So I'm going to say press the 6 and 8, 1 unit each. So that's probably what I do, and give the dealers the 6 and 8, right? That's a good first move at the 44, okay? So there we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we can get that 6 and 8. And there's a 6. We got the 6, and that's 21, okay? So it pays 21, right? And let's press 5 and 9, 1 unit each. Let's bring 11 back to our rack, right? All right, here we go. And there is another 6. Sorry, the 11 back to the rack. We would have brought 10 back to the rack and put the dealers back up, okay? So now we have another 21, right? But we're taking 20 and we're putting the dealers back, right, with the 21, right? And now we just decide what we want to do, because we could same bet it, or we could, if we didn't put the dealers back, we can throw in $1 and go 22 high pressure. You could get the 10 for $10 and rack another 10. You know, that's a good way to do it. All right, here we go. And there's a 3, craps 3. And there is the 7. The 7 out. All right, so we got 50 here. Okay, I'm gonna just show you. All this would be gone, by the way. And then here is another 25, right? So the reason why I did it like that is so you can see $75 is what we get paid right here. So that's why I like doing the light and the dark version side of it, but getting past the come out is the big one. All right, so let me check the chat, see if there's any comments about that, any questions. Let me break this down. I think I was 1 off. I think I'm 1 off right here. Well, let's see. Boom! I threw it up. So there's that. Let's get this. We're getting too many nickels over here. Oh my goodness. And then I'm gonna check the chat, and then we'll get rolling again. All right. That's 200. Let's just do it in. There's 200. There we go. Now we got these back. All right. So here, bankroll still intact, you know. But let me check the chat real quick. Got a couple people watching. Big G's in the house. Yeah, you could take up when you have 75 on the don't. You could just take, as you're winning money, you can take 25 off, and then you win another, and you take another 25 until you take it all down. So you can kind of scale it down as you go. Brian Ader, Big G, and Snuggles. Yeah, you don't need extra when you press the 5 and 9. Yeah, that's great. 58 years is young. You know, I'm celebrating my 50th birthday coming up. We're doing a birthday cruise. All of my members of the channel here know when that cruise is. It's towards the end of the year, and so we're gonna be there on the birthday cruise. And I just happen to have $1,000 worth of free play on my birthday cruise, which is awesome. So that's gonna be great. But I think Amber's gonna try to do another fundraiser maybe in November for my birthday for a bankroll for that cruise. I told her, no, we're trying to raise money for the craps table. And she said, it will be above and beyond whatever we make for the craps table. We'll get the craps table and give you a bankroll. I'm like, okay, that'll be great. So she wants to go live on the channel at some point. And she's like, let me go live. I'm like, okay. And she's like, I want to do it. I don't want you to do it. In fact, she'd probably be mad that I said anything right now. Whoops. So let me transition to go to holyroller.com and watch the video there, because we're raising money for Craps for the Cure for this coming weekend, October 19th and 20th. You can give at the link online, the link in the description here, or even my Venmo. So you could send me to Vegas with some money for the Craps for the Cure fundraiser. All kinds of stuff that we're gonna do. You can go. You can also go to crapsforthecure.com and bid on some items there for like $1 raffle tickets, and there's some amazing prices worth like $1,000 that as many $1 raffle tickets as you want, you know. So some awesome things being donated. Okay, there is, I mean, even a cruise with John from Pro Craps and Casino Gaming TV. They're gonna go on a cruise for 4th of July, Alaska next year, and you can win that for $1. Oh my goodness. That's better than what I can offer. At least I've always offered a cruise with me, and now it's going to be a cruise with John. All right. So, all right. So now let me show you another way to do it. You might say, oh my gosh, another way. This one, remember we were risking 75 on the come out here. We're not going to risk on the come out. So let me get the point established, and then I'll surprise you, just like I surprise the dealers when I go to this level. Here we go. And it is a 7. Good thing we're not on the don't. Good thing we're not working. Here we go. And it's a 7. Good thing we're not on the don't. Good thing we're not working. And 4. I wish we were on the don't. No, I'm just playing. Wish we were working. All right. So now the pin is 4. Okay. We're going to go 220. Okay, 220 inside. Now you might say, whoa, what do you mean 220 inside? Watch what happens. So this is this is kind of like the bigger risk. Each of these pays, guess what? $70. Guess what you're gonna do if you get one hit? Here we go, one hit. And it is a 7. That was what happens sometimes when you first go out with your big money and you're like clinching, and that's your fault for worrying, because it's only chips. You know, you got to think of it. It's only chips. Even though they're checks, they're worth money, but you got to think of them as like chips. You know, it's just green and red chips, just a bunch of green and red chips. All right, so that was a 0.7 out, by the way. Now, believe it or not, on a 0.7 out, 220 inside, working. And maybe that's reckless of me, but I do that a lot, just so you know. Because I'm like, man, I got to get working here. All right, we're working. And it is a 10. It would be a stinking 10. Risk all that for a 10, but that's okay. Here we go. We're risking, hopefully no PSO this time. And it is a 5. We got it. We got it this time. All right. So that's $70, okay? So that pays 70. Now, like I said before, when you go up this high, you want to just maybe do it down. So we take 70, we could go to 110, another hit. But with this one, we're actually out with one hit. Now, of course, we lost the 220. Down, down, please. And we are going to go 66 inside. So they're going to give us $4 change, by the way. So they give us $4 change, and they take us to 66 inside. All right, so now we're at 66 inside, and remember 70. So we're up $4, right? So we have $4 profit from that giant risk. But here's where you're at the skill 66 level, and you could do whatever you want. You could do the 22 inside pressure. Here's an 8. Because I have $4, I think of it as I'm throwing in 3. And I'm making them both look like 30. You know, that's kind of what I would do, because I'm trying to get to that level, back to that level, at least the 110 level. But let's see what happens. And 2, craps, 2. And it is 5. So we got a 5. That pays 21. Let's press the 5 and 9 look like a quarter. Okay. Then they'll make those look like a quarter. Look, we're 110 inside, okay? We're 110 inside. We bring $1 back. All right, here we go. And it's an 8, all right? So now, if I'm out of the hand, I'm being a little bit aggressive here, you know? So I would say press the 6 and 8, both look like 42, all right? So what they would do is they're going to pay you 35, but because they're adding the 12 onto the 6 and 8, then they're actually going to give you 11 to go. All right, $11 back your way. All right, and you have 42. Keep that dollar handy. Hopefully we get that pays 50 for 1. See what happens. There's a 4, nothing, and there is a 6. All right, so 50 for 1, boom, we get $50, okay? Now when you think about it, why go down 44? Like why? Because you're at 50, 35, like you're definitely in a place that you want a long roll at this point. So there's an 8, hard 8. And you could add some hard ways, but sometimes I just don't like to mess with them. I just rather take $50 at a time. So there's another $50, right? And I'm not pressing the 5 unless they hit. You know, the 5 and 9 needs to hit. There's an 8. So we already took $100. So there's 42 and 42, and we already got that back. So at this case, you can take them both to 60. Okay, so watch. They take $1 from here. They pay you your 50, right? And then they go to 60 each, and you're bringing back $13. So we're bringing back $13, and we are at 60 each. Now we have a nickel ready, because that pays 70, or it pays 75 for 5. All right, so that's what we have ready. Let's see what happens. And it's a 9. All right, so the 9, we've been waiting for the 9. And we're going to say make the 5 and 9 both look like 30 each. Okay, so it pays 35, by the way. And let me break this down so you can see what we bring back. There's that. We're bringing 15 back. At this point, because this 50, these pay 70, I'm taking this $15, putting it in the field. Okay, so our 9 is a good hit because we'll win in the field as well. There's a hard 6. All right, so yeah, we lose $15, but we're getting 75 for 5. And remember, I'm going to collect on those before I do anything else. All right, so there's that. So I'm not going back in the field. I use that one time, you know, pretty much. And there is a 5. So we got a 5. So because I haven't collected, I collected a little bit, but I know that it's 1 for 50, right? So I'm taking that right there. And then the next time, let's see what happens if we get a chance. There's a 9, all right, just like clockwork, right? So now we're throwing in one more dollar, and we're saying 5 and 9 look like 50 each, okay? So we get 50, and we're bringing 20, right? Guess where we're putting that 20? We're putting that 20 in the field or on the hard ways, however you want to spend it. And sometimes I'll get ways, but because I like the hard 4 and hard 10, but if it comes easy, we're just gonna lose it. But that's okay. The other thing is, so now we're at that place we started. Remember when we started? And we've been collecting along the way. So it's totally up to you. Here's a 5. We would have lost it in the field. At least these stay here, right? So 5 for 75. Just put it in just like that instead of throwing it in because it gets all out of control. 5 for 75, and so then they'll pay you 75. Now we just got to this level, so I'm collecting one at this level, but I could go in the field for a quarter. Once you get to this level, you could be in the field for a quarter easy and still be bringing home money. But I'm not gonna do that now. I'm gonna just stay right here, see if we can get one more hit. And it's an 8, we did. So it's an easy 8. We throw in 5, we throw in 8 over here to go back, okay? And we're throwing in 5 for 75, okay? And with the 8, it pays 70. You could press it by 60 and only bring 10 back, but that would be 90 each. So, but what I would rather do is I'd rather collect one more time at this level to collect a couple times before you go up, okay? And a great way to decide to go up is on a hard way, but let's see what happens. Here we go. And it's a 2, craps 2. Now, this is a big one, but if I had this much profit with this roll and this shooter, I would do running with the bulls. And so, yes, I'm playing this, but I'm also playing running with the bulls now because I'm up. And I would do it with quarters, by the way, because I know if these hit, I'm going to win 70. So this is a free bet for me, no matter what, as long as it's not the bad number, right? But I'm doing 25 in the field and 25 horn high yo, running with the bulls. The other way you could run with the bulls if you wanted to get out of a hand or you weren't sure is you could do 25 horn high yo and 25 coming. You could do a horn high ace deuce and do 25 coming. Then when that goes, just go down with odds if it goes to one of these. That's how you can get out of it. But I'm gonna stay into the hand just like this and see if we can get another horn. Here we go. And it is a 6, hard 6. All right, so that is 50, right? But watch, we know we're gonna get 5 for 75, right? So there's that back. So we're at least $20. The hard 6 is another 45 or 550, right? So even if you take that 50 out, we're still up $75 on that hit. And now is a good time to say make the 6 and 8 look like 90 each. I'm bringing 75 back to the rack, or 25, by the way. 15, because I'm pressing to 90. So that's a $15 hit, but it was worth to see. For me, it was worth it to see if it was going to be another horn. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. And it is a 10 winner. Easy 10. All right, so this falls. The point is 10. It is hit. That is a winner. We could go back up on the hard ways because once you're in the hard ways, just committed to them, and you have to decide. What I could do instead of throwing the nickel in, if I want to scale down my hard ways here, and I had $20 on all the hard ways, and one of them fell, I could throw in $1 and say, make the 4 and 10 look like 3 each, so $6 each. So that's a way to kind of scale down. And then if one fell at 3 each, I could throw in 1 and say, make them look like 2 each, because then they could split them. So that's kind of what I do. But right now, I'm just going to keep it at the $20 level. Where we got here is great, and it's always a great time during a winter. Everybody's clapping. It's awesome. You can regress and start over because we would just bring 60 back to our rack and regress. But because we got to this level, I'm not going to be working, obviously. I will work the hard ways because I always work the hard ways no matter what. So sometimes I will throw in an extra $5 and have any 7. So on the cruise ships, any 7 and all the hard ways is called a buffalo. So buffalo, usually you do it for a nickel. You throw it in, you're like buffalo, coming from the buffalo nickel. Back in the penny games, they would have 1 penny on the 7 and 1 penny on all the hard ways, right? That's where the buffalo came from. But that's a $25 buffalo. If a 7 comes, this pushes, right? And if a hard way comes, you get paid. So the most you could lose is $10 if it's an easy one of these. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens. And it's a 5. So we lost 5, but that's okay. That's okay. The point is 5. And now we're here. We're ready. We've been kind of collecting along the way. And this is the same shooter that was a good shooter. So hopefully we could just be really aggressive here and see what happens. There's a 5, winner, back to back. So that pays 70 or 5 for 75. I'm gonna say make my 5 and 9 look like 75 each, okay? Now each one of these pays 105. I'm bringing a quarter back, okay? I still don't have the 4 and 10, but that's okay. I do wanna get it at some point. But right now, I wanted to get this up to the 105. Now I get black chip, black chip, black chip, black chip. Everything pays a black chip. So if I'm going to, if I'm gonna get the 4 and 10, I need to get at least 2 collects here. That's the way I think about it. Whatever this is, I wanna collect before I go up. And I treat them like this. All I need is 2 hits, 2 hits. I probably would do it after 2 hits on any of those. But we're coming, we are working. I just got a, big payout. I don't need to do a buffalo, but I do want to be working on my hard ways. Here we go. And it's a 10. Okay, so here's the $10. The $10 and so we're throwing in another 5 right there. And the point is 10. All right, let's see what happens here. We're going to get 105. We could just get the 4 and 10 for 50 each after 1 hit, and then we're ready for all the numbers, but let's see what happens. Here we go. 5. So that pays 105. And I usually, like I said, collect the first one. So 105, sometimes I'll just say per 10 because I'll just bring the black chips back to my rack. Here we go. And you might say, oh, 7 out. You might say, what about the dealers, Brian? That's another thing that I'll do is I would give the dealers giving the dealers a $5 bet either on the 10 or on the hard 10 is a great way of just, if you have an extra 5 or have an extra 1 like I did with the 6 and 8. Sometimes that's what I do. I just kind of feed them as I go. All right, that was a 7 out. Ended that nice. I'll check the chat in just a second and we'll check our roll and see where we are. Because we started with 2,500, so we'll see where we are in our bankroll. So let me see where we are, and then I'll check the chat if you have any questions, thoughts. So there's 1,500, and here is 2,000. I have some nickels in my stack. So we're up a little bit, not too much. We did have that big hit, remember? We lost 220 inside working. And so here is 187. 187! And we're killing it. All right, so that's where we're at, up $187 for the night on the rolls that we've had. Obviously, that was a good roll, and it got back a little bit. Let me check the chat and see if there's any chatter. Buffalo, then the international bison. The buffalo, the world. Yeah, so the buffalo, so a buffalo, $5 buffalo, right? $5 buffalo. You might hear that on a cruise. I don't know what it is. I think somebody else, there's another buffalo. I don't know what it is. This is the only buffalo I know. The other one's American bison. But all right, this is a buffalo. $5 buffalo would be would be that right there. I think yeah, there we go. So that would be a $5 buffalo. A whirl bet, or it's either a world or a whirl, is the same thing. Any 7, and then all the horn numbers for $1 each. So the reason why I prefer a buffalo over a whirl is because these will all lose, right? At least on this, only 2 of them can lose, and then the others could stay. If I bet $1 anymore on the hard ways, because it's just, if it's all I'm going to do is parlay it. So if it hits, I say parlay. This is the way I would parlay a 4 or 10. By the way, a 4 or 10 would pay like this. I would say make my whatever hit like 10, make my 10 look like 5 and press the others. So then that's what I would do. And then if a 6 easy came and I lost this, I would say split an 8. If I lost this, then I would go with this, But I usually start at the 20. If I'm going to bet the hard ways, I do start with 5 nowadays, because all that time that we parlay, just start with the first step. Make it meaningful, because if you were at the $5 level, right, and it hits and it pays, this one would pay 35, then, sorry, 35, I would bring a quarter back and I would press the 4 and 10. That's what I would do, because then I made $5 off of that bet. It's kind of a typical payout on a $20 bet to be up, $28, $25, so make a $5 profit. Okay. If it's one of these, it pays 45, right? So 30, 45. I'm still bringing $5 back, and I'm playing all the hard ways like that. That's my parlay. I'm still bringing a quarter back on the first hit if it happens like this. Now, what that means is, unless I'm using the winnings to feed it, I can't feed it more than 1 time, because if it hits, I get 25, which is, I can't feed it more than 1 time. If I start like that and it's 25, I lose this, and then I hit it and I get 25, then I'm not feeding it. I'm going like this, and I'll say $3 each. I'll break it down like that, and I'll just go down until they hit. Then I'll go back up. But I always try to bring something back. Bring something back to the rack. So if it was at the $10 level, then these are going to pay 70. So these pay 70. I'm bringing 50, and I'm pressuring all the hard ways. If it is 70, 80, 90, I'm bringing 50, and all the hard ways look like 20 each. So that's kind of the pressure that I'm doing when I do the hard ways. I know you didn't ask, but I gave it to you. All right, here we go. Let's see. Hope all that made sense. Sorry, I don't understand. If the craps table on the cruise ship is the craps table on the cruise ship, you go on, Brian, always full, or just partially. The 10 o'clock, from 10 o'clock to midnight, it's usually always full. 10 o'clock to midnight is what I call chaos hour. It's like happy hour, but it's chaos hour. But it is full from 10 o'clock to midnight. Then 1 to 2 kind of slows down, and then before 10, it's partially, maybe on each side, so maybe 8 people all together, and then it's at 16 between 10 to midnight on most of the cruises I go on. And I don't know if not necessarily because but there are one or two. It's like there's not a lot of craps players, and I'm actually okay with that. But the only thing I don't like about it, and I'll tell you, if there's not a lot of craps players, I'd rather have the chaos hour of it being totally full and people learning and stuff, rather than it being empty and me and just another guy, literally me and another guy would be rolling and we're betting and we're playing, and everybody else standing around the table trying to learn the game and they're not playing. They won't let them do it in Vegas, but you could do it on a cruise ship, and they're leaning and they're pointing and not even playing. And the dealers are talking to them, telling them how it works. And then they're like, oh, so he needs to, oh, so what happens if he rolls a 7 right now? And I say, I'll show you. And I roll it and it's a 7. And they go, whoa, that was amazing. And then we lose all our money. I said, see, we lost all our money. That's what happens when a 7 rolls. It's so, interesting how that happens when somebody says the word 7 when the puck is on. I don't know if I told you this story. I'll tell you this story here. But make sure to go to holyroller.com, watch the 4-minute video there. Craps for the Cure. We're raising money for Craps for the Cure. I have a link on the website or in the description of this video. I also have a Venmo that you Venmo me. I'm taking all the money I raised this week to Craps for the Cure, October 19th and 20th. We're going to be streaming live on the Casino Quest YouTube channel both days. It's going to be amazing. I'm actually going to do some live from there as well. Let me tell you this story, though, before we move on. There was a guy, this is a big 6 and 8. You hardly ever see this anymore, the big 6 and 8. It's a 1-roll bet, and it's like a field bet, but it's roll, and it has to be 6 or 8. They have different ones on different ships, different casinos, different craps tables have different things here. On the cruise ships, it's the any 7 bet, and it's a self-serve right here, and it says any 7 4-1, right? Well, this guy comes up. He's like a young kid, maybe 22 or something like that. He comes up and he has $10. There's only 2 of us at the table, by the way. There's 2 other. He's the 3rd person, and there's a guy over there. He's up at the top here. I'm at the bottom right here. This guy walks up. He buys in, a puck is on, I'm rolling, and I have a couple hundred, that guy has a couple hundred, and the guy, the kid, he kind of walks up, he gets his money, and he goes, oh, I'm gonna bet this one. And so literally, he's right there, I'm next to him, I'm rolling this way, right? And I look at him and go, that's your bet? You want that bet? He goes, yeah, why? I go, that's a bet that the 7 rolls. You want that to happen? And he says, that's the only bet I understand. And I go, okay, well, this is how it works. When a 7 rolls, I lose my hundreds of dollars. He loses his hundreds of dollars. At this point, that guy goes, off. Turn me off. So they turn him off. And I go, okay, so he turned off his bets. You want to win $10 or $20, whatever it is. Or what would it be? $40. You want to win $40, and I'm gonna lose 150. I forget what I had, but I said 100 and something. I'm gonna lose 150 and you'll win 40. Okay. And he goes, yeah, it's the only bet I understand. Sorry, bro. I'm like, okay, fine. So here you go. Enjoy your win. And I threw it, and it was. Now I said enjoy your win, just kind of like as if maybe if it didn't hit. If 7 didn't roll, I was going to say, got to bet it again, man. You got to be committed. I was going to make him keep betting it over and over, all of his money. but a 7 hit. And I go, man, I lost my $150 and you won 40, whatever it was. Yeah, you won $40. And he goes, oh, wait, what? Oh, sorry, Bo. I'm like, no, you won. Now it's your turn to roll. It's your turn to roll. Put $10 on the pass line, because he didn't know what he's doing. I'm like, put $10 on the pass line. You have to roll long enough so I could win my $150 back, okay? So I went 110 and I didn't go back up where I was, but I was 110 inside. And he rolled, and I collected a little bit, and he rolled, and I pressed, and then he rolled, and then I collected, and he rolled, and I pressed. And so I had my money back. I was like, I go to him while he's rolling. I'm like, okay, I made my 150, but good job. Turn me off, please. And I turned me off, and then he rolled a 7. And by that time, he had put some money out, and he lost. He was out, so he only rolled. Then he left after that. But he rolled long enough to get my money back. I thought that was pretty awesome. So couldn't have wrote it better. The only thing I could have done better that I wish I would have is I would have said, okay, I got my money back. Turn me off. And then I should bet the any 7 and go, okay, roll it. That's the only thing I could have done better. That would have been awesome. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's see. Wow, it's boring until you're playing by yourself. Yeah, that's funny. Oh my goodness. We're gonna try it one more time at the higher level. Remember we talked about 220. So sometimes if I do 220, you can do 220, and let's see. Let's get the dice rolling. If ever I'm rolling the dice, I never play more than table minimum, and I never play odds. I'd rather play it out there, mainly for the comp value. You know, they always say odds is the best. You know, on a ship, on a Caribbean ship, you can only do single odds at $10. So this same $20 would pay more anywhere out there than to pay here. And they always say that, you know, hey, there's no house edge. This is the best bet in the building. It's the best bet in the building paired with the worst bet in the building, because this one only pays even money. So even on a 4 and 10, your $20 would only win $30. And they spread it out. They spread it out like this. And you're like, whoa, I won a lot of money. Wow, look at all this money I won. But if you take the same $20, if it was a 4 or 10, you'd get paid $39. So you get paid $9, then you get paid here. And then when they pay you over here, what do? They stack it up and pass it to you. They don't stack it up and go, okay, here's your payout, and spread it out for you. They only spread it out on the pass line and odds, so that you think you're winning. They're like, here you go, there's all your money. You're like, oh my gosh, look at all this money. And they pay you in smaller denominations as well. And so, for example, like this, on a 5, you would win $25, right? But they ain't giving you $25. They ain't giving you a quarter. They're giving it to you like this. They're like, there you go. Pick up all your money. You mean this? Pick up just one? They won't pay you like that, because they want you to think you're winning more than you are. It's psychological. And I did community for a semester, psychology, so I know what I know what they're talking about. I'm all up in there. Okay, shout out to Sinbad and Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Christmas movie, great Christmas movie. I took psychology for a semester in junior college, so I know what they're talking about. I'm all up in there. All right, that's funny. All right, here it goes, coming out. It's a 6. 6, and we weren't working, of course. We should have been, right? All right, never mind. Here we go. No 0.7 out. No. Man, there's 20 gone. Throw it in. Throw it in. 220, back. Back up, 220. And this is where it gets reckless. And you know, chaos hour? Just call this chaos hour. That was a 0.7 out, by the way. I'm working. 220 working. Now, a lot of people say, whoa, why would you have 220 working when the puck is off? Well, I've like developed, and sometimes you could develop like it's a muscle, you know, you got to do it more and more. And sometimes I'll be like 350 on the don't. 350 on the don't, risking it is, I mean, you're risking it here too. So that's only 220. It's not 350. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. And it is a 6, hard 6. And that gets paid, by the way. All right, so it's 70. And 70. And we're going to do, we're going to go to let's do this. Let's just we're going to go 110 inside. So we're going to 110 inside. So we're doing like a drawdown, okay? There we go. 110 inside. So we're 70 plus 110 is what we have. So we have, we're in it for 25, 30, 35, 40. We're $40 into it. So if the bad number comes now, it's $40, okay? Here we go. So all we really need, what do we really need? A 6, winner. All right, that's $35, okay? Now we're playing for $5. We have 110 for $5. So draw down, okay? All right, here we go. Are we working? Let me know in the chat. Here, I'm gonna wait to roll it. Let me know in the chat right now. 110 inside, playing for $5. Although I did lose that one come out. But anyway, on this hand, on this hand, right now, am I gonna be working on the come out or should I have it off? Let me know in the comments. First one to say it, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, you thought, no, the video says 66, skill 66. So I should have, with that first hit, I should have went to 66 inside with that $60 hit. But like I said, once you get up to this level, you should just draw down. You're still looking for 2 hits. Just draw down and you're playing for $5. And who was it that said it? Big G said on. So we are working. And I forgot to tell you, Big G, if I roll the number right here, you have to donate $110 to Craps for the Cure. Here we go. Let's see what happens. And it's a 11. Yo, 11. You're still not out of it. You're still not out. You're still not out because you still pass this come out roll. And if not, you're going to give $110 to Craps for the Cure. Here we go. It is a 4. All right, you can give whatever you'd like. You can give whatever you like. We got past it, but we didn't get paid. I mean, come on. It's not even the 5. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Big G. There's a 3. Craps 3. Let's get it inside. There's a 4. Winner 4. Oh my goodness. That was how many rolls? 3 rolls and no inside. I'm gonna keep it working. This is me now. Me working it. And it's a 5. See, that's how you do it. No, we'll give Big G the credit for that. All right, so that's 35. And at this rate, you could do whatever you want. Like, could get a $15 4 and 10, or we could just tower the 8. So don't underestimate the tower of the 8. We're bringing 5 back, and we are 9. 9 pays 35, and now the 8 is going to look like 90. Don't underestimate the towering 8. We collect on the 8, by the way, and guess what just rolled? Boom, the 8, and it gets paid 105. Take it to 30. That's the hard part. So we're bringing 165 back to our rack, just like that. All right, so the hard part is to regress. You could just leave it there, but I like to start over. All right, here we go. There's a 10, hard 10. That tells me that I need to get a 10. All right, there's a 6. So because a 10 rolled, now when I get paid the 35, I'm gonna get a $15 4 and 10. Bring $5 back to my rack, and now I have the 4 and 10, you know? There's a 6, and so I'm gonna tower the 8 again, just because whenever you do something and it works, you get addicted from the dopamine rush, and you do it again and again. All right, here goes the 9. Guess what I'm doing with that $35? I'm putting 30 on the 8, and I am taking 5 back. And look, I'm back there and the 8 never hit. So now I'm just back where I started. And it is a 5, winner 5. And you know what I'm doing? I'm pressing. Now I got 120 on the 8. Puck goes off, and I'm not working this time. Well, actually, anybody want to donate here? Should I be working? uh, uh, bring some more back, please. Okay, I'm not working. That's what I'll give you. I'll work. Here we go. It's a 4. Man, I could have pressed my 410 to a quarter each. I wouldn't have brought anything back anyway. But here, let's hit that 8, and then we'll hit the 8, and we'll feel great. How about 9? That just means, do we want to go up past 120? Oh my goodness. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna start going over to the 6 now. Yeah, 6 and 8, highest probability there. So here we go. And it is a 5. Oh my goodness. We all know that 5 comes after 9. And there's $35. So now our 6 is gonna look like 90 as well. And we're bringing another $5. See, we're racking as we go, Skill. We're bringing $5 at a time. For every 5, oh my gosh, there's the 7. Oh, the 7, and what do we leave on the table? Oh my goodness. We made some money on that, come on. If I counted it. So that's kind of what I do. I kind of press as I go, but towering the 8 would have been great. Did I forget what I hope I didn't put anything back here. I think I took everything down and put it over there, but we did win some money on that one. Come on, we did. All right, well, thanks for watching. This has been a great video. At least I've had fun. Hopefully you did. But $20 on the big 6 and 8. That's hilarious. On the cruise, that would be any 7 over there. Yeah, I could have pressed 32 across. At that level, why would you do 32 across? How dare you even mention that? That's the, what do you call it? The dealer's nightmare, you know? You're like 32 across every hit, 32 across every 32. That would suck, man. Oh, that would suck. But you know what would be cool at that level is to go 32 across for the dealers, you know? That would be cool. That's what I should have done. Maybe I still rolling if I did that. Sometimes one thing that I think the dealers think's funny, you have to have the right dealers, but sometimes I'll bet for the dealers. I'm like, here, give the dealers across all the hard ways, you know, and I'll do a big bet for the dealers. And then and knock them down one at a time, not all at once. If they come down all at once, I'm not betting for the dealers anymore. And they laugh, you know, because knock them down all at once means that a 7 came, you know. But if they knock them down one at a time, I'll replace them, yeah. So anyway, sometimes I do that. But hey, puck off just entered as we're ending here. I have to go back, check out this video. And if you haven't been to holyroller.com to check out the 4-minute video I have there talking about craps for the cure, make sure to do that. I'm trying to average and raise $50 per view. $50 per view, raising money for craps for the cure. Now, you don't have to do $50. Some people have already given $50. Some people have given $25, which is great. Maybe they had half a view. They only saw half the video. But I'm trying to do $50 per view, taking it to Craps for the Cure, raising some money for veterans this weekend on October 19th and 20th. Stay tuned. I'm going to be going live on my channel. Also, we'll be streaming Casino Quest YouTube channel. And the reason why we're going on Casino Quest is because the donations that come in live during that live stream can go directly to the charity if you have over 10,000 subscribers. So, and we're having it at the Casino Quest Training Center next to, in Vegas, right across or next to, close to Palace Station. So we'll probably be going over to Palace Station and we'll have a table there. So send me to Vegas with some cash, not for me to be gambling, but for me to give on the Craps for the Cure fundraiser. Go to crapsforthecure.com if you'd like to. There are raffle tickets there for raising money for veterans, and you can win some awesome things. For $1, you can win a cruise. You can win a $1,000 class and course. You can win this awesome like craps chess table chair combo where it's a chess table and it has a lot of the craps community. Their chips, you know, I have mine. Holy Roller chip is on the table. It's in between where you put the chess. I guess you could do checkers too, but it comes with chess pieces, and then it flips over and it's a craps table. And it has where you roll from far away chair. It's amazing. Go to Craftsmaster Journey if you want to see that. Oh, at Craftsmaster Journey actually made that, and somebody's gonna get it for $1 or however many raffle tickets they buy. But yeah, that right there is a pretty amazing table. I kind of want to give a little bit towards that, try to get that table. Although I am trying to raise for an actual full-size craps table for the channel. We've been doing that all year, but this week and this week only for Crafts for the Cure. So jump on board with that, and send me to Vegas. $50 per view, if you would. I ain't ashamed to ask because it's for a great cause. Veterans. Where would we be without our veterans? Come on, somebody. All right. And learn more about it. Go watch that video, 4-minute video, and then give. And thanks for watching. And I'll check the chat one more time before I'm out. Yes. Thanks. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you. And this was great fun. Thanks, Skill, for making up Skill 66 and then watch me modify it all over the place and just abandon it totally. No, not really. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I hope to see you cruising and rolling on a craps table soon. See ya.